I got Matthew doing a speed test. He's got a little Garmin bike GPS on there that gives miles per hour. And we'll post this later at the bottom and his size and stuff so you get an idea. 23.3 miles an hour?
Yep.
All right, so now we'll let Mikey do it too. We'll do a time run, or I should say a top speed run. All right, speed test 2 with Mikey on his machine, smaller rider.
23.3.
Really?
Yeah.
Same as, so either way, you guys both have the same speeds. All right. All right, we've got third top speed test this time. This is the Razor MX650.
17.6.
17.6 says the little Garmin GPS. All right. All right, top speed test 4. This one's the larger rider. Matthew on the MX650.
Going that way down the hill, I maxed at 18.4, and going this way, I maxed at 16.9.
Okay, well, roundabout to the 17 mark. That's about what you're supposed to get out of it. All right, we got a speed race. We got a smaller rider on the MX650 Razor. Got a larger rider on the MotoTec. And as you can see, there's really no comparison. Quicker off the line and quicker top speed. All right, we've been doing a couple timed runs around the neighborhood circle, and I'll post the results between the 2 riders and the Razor. So just look below for the comparisons. All right, I'll put some actual measurements down below in the comments, but as you can see, the MotoTecs are significantly bigger than the Razor MX650. So hopefully this gives a little bit of an idea. All right, so Mikey was gonna ride up the grass hill here, give an idea what it looks like, how well it does. They definitely die down a little bit when they're going up the hill. The Razor does too. The Razor seems to actually hold out a little bit more solid when it's challenging up the hill when the battery's at full peak. But these seem to be pretty consistent. So you get a little more consistency, but I don't think you get quite the stamina all the way up the hill. Still plenty good, especially for a smaller rider. Easy on the grass too. I don't have to worry about everything getting ripped up. So here, yeah, and then the other thing is we got the dials here for, throttle response and speed. And I put little black dots on these so they kind of know which way they're turning, but this is the lower throttle response, 0.2 seconds, so it's quicker. And this is max speed. So do you notice much of a difference, Mikey, when you're doing those?
I noticed that.
Yep, so right out of the gate, get a little bit more of a lift up on the front. Yep. Why don't you go up that grass hill again and see if you go do that same little grass hill run again, see if it shows anything more for juice going up. But I'm filming something. might have made a little difference. Okay, Mikey. Does it seem to give it any more oomph up the grass?
Yeah. But
Just-
I do not like.
Just a hint? Oh, you don't like the wheelies?
No.
You don't like the power?
Nope.
Why?
Nope.
I think that's pretty cool. It's got enough juice to do that. But maybe just a minor additional going up the grass hill, but not anything major compared to having it turned down. Let's put it all the way to the weakest. So that'd be turning it all the way to the right. Okay? And then give it some gas. Give it some throttle. All right, so the wheel doesn't pick up at all. It's real slow to start, to get moving. Okay, go all the way the other way. The quickest,
Oh God, I'm not gonna.
quickest throttle response.
I'm not gonna do all the way down.
Yep, do it. We gotta do it for the review. Do it all the way.
No.
Yeah, you'll be fine. All right. What setting was that on?
That's all the way.
That's all the way. So that you
the way
feel
to
the tire lift up on you. Yep. So definitely got some more get up right out of the gate. All right.
I mean, if you want to do wheelies, put it all the way to the left and just go.
I think they see that.
You.
All right. Good review. So we'll wrap up our post here. We'll go over a couple things that have stood out to us so far that are good and bad. I hope to follow up with some customizations in another post at a future date, which would be trying to stiffen the springs and the shocks and a couple of little minor tweaks that I think can be done to the bikes. But you can see that the MX650 in the back and then the new MotoTec here, pretty stark difference in size, especially the back tire for a direct comparison. But again, I'll put some measurements down in the bottom of the post here. A couple things. One is the back shock seems to be pretty good. Really soft, comes back. Like I said, I'm gonna figure out if I can adjust that. It'd be nice if it was a little firmer. The front struts are very good as well. They really, I think, are set up pretty well for a small rider, so there's not much to do there. The disc brakes actually are really nice. You know, I think they're a cheaper brand, but they work really well. They're responsive. The cables are well done, so you know I don't have any issues right out of the box. I didn't have to do any adjustments to the pads or any of the settings. The keys are in kind of an odd place, and they're really tiny. And I worry that the kids are going to drop them down on the ground and lose them. So I actually just put a really quick twist tie on here. You know, probably put something more permanent, little piece of plastic or a little rope to hold them. I've got a zip tie on this just because I didn't trust the Velcro that's on here, but you know, it's not a big deal. The throttle response and the speed are kind of pretty nice, especially for my younger rider to be able to turn these and dial it up and down. Really gives him that confidence when he hits the throttle right away. The front tire isn't going to lift up on him. Whereas my older rider, of course, he wants that feel. He wants to lift that front tire up. The power cord. So the power adapter, actually, this cord is pretty short compared to the one that we get with the Razor. And the longer cord is a lot nicer to be able to reach across the bike like that, depending on how you've got it parked. This one right here is pretty short, so I have to figure out a way to, you know, get these situated in the garage so the kids aren't stepping on the cords. And then where they put the power plug is pretty terrible. Getting in here, because you got to get over this fender, may seem like not a big deal, but for little kids and their little fingers trying to get in here and bend this and then get the notch just right, it's a little bit of a pain. So yeah, I might notch this fender out a little bit, or come up with something that makes it a little bit easier for them to plug it in and out, because as I've learned with the Razors over the years, one of the first things to break are these power connections, because the kids are pulling them in and out or step on it, trip on them, what have you. So the easier you can make that to plug in and out, the better, and the more you can get the cables out of the way, the better. My son actually has already commented that the seat on these is less comfortable. And I think that's directly a result of the razor actually has another inch of width, and it actually has a much softer seat. And these are more narrow by a full inch and narrow all the way through. And the foam that they have in it is kind of like one of those really resistant or thick memory foams, if you will. So it's not like a traditional ATV or bike seat that is a little more forgiving. So certainly not the end of the world, but they definitely noticed that. The foot pegs have an automatic spring mechanism to bring them up and down, which is really nice. I found that better than the razor because those get stuck sometimes. The clearance on the razor is much worse. So if you look closely, the actual kickstand here, this sticks out, and that actually is your biggest clearance limiter, and that can catch on something. And I'll post those clearances. Whereas you've got the MotoTec, there's really almost nothing underneath there in the way. It's got a lot more clearance. This is obviously sitting here dry without anybody on it, but even compressed down, it has significantly more clearance. Other than that, we'll keep adding to the post, and more to come. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it.